It's a poison. That doesn't help the stress level. No, don't do it. Get a grip. This stupid video I just showed you. I almost stroked out and died over it. You're watching a different show. You donkey. You ain't a captain of nothing but a sinking ship. Don't do this to me, Harry. The Ohio State. It's Ohio State. What do you mean, the? 312-988-15.
Hello?
You tell Johnny all you've heard and seen. Sometimes it's good to just yell about football. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Welcome back, folks, to a frigid Monday morning. I don't know where you're at, but it is really cold outside here. Welcome back. Dr. John, good morning to you. I see a bunch of regulars. Maybe you're off work for the holiday. I don't know what the setup is, but thank you for joining me this morning. I got some really, really good news, and I got some really, really bad news. And the good news is things are leveling out in Notre Dame land. You could just feel the seas settling. You could feel some of the angst and the uncertainty that persisted the few weeks right after the playoff snub and the backlash after, you didn't want to play in the bowl and everything. I can feel things leveling out. I could feel them leveling out. Now, it's probably bad for content, right? Like if you're just looking at YouTube traffic and Patreon traffic and all that, things calming down significantly usually aren't good as far as content run. I do not care. I welcome just no chaos, no uncertainty, like a calm period here. I welcome. And so I feel that like just things leveling out, things settling down. It feels like you have your footing under you again as a Notre Dame fan. And the first few weeks after everything bad happened, I didn't quite feel that. I was waking up every morning with this uncertainty in many different areas. So that's the good news. That's the good news. Things are leveling out for Notre Dame. So that's great. Here's the bad news. Tonight's going to be awful. What do you want me to say? Tonight's going to be awful. There's no way around it. There's no sugarcoating it. There's no way to feel good about it. No matter what happens tonight, it's going to be terrible. You know what? Good for you guys. There are some of you guys that are like, you know what? I made it my thing that I'm not watching any of these playoff games. I'm not doing any of that. God bless you. If you were mentally strong enough to not go back to your addiction, and put it on these playoff games, if you're a diehard Notre Dame fan and you were really willing to not watch them and be like, we're not in it, if the season's over for me, I'm done, you have a lot more willpower than I have. It's like that old girlfriend is no good for you, but you go back. It's like, I've been off smoking for 10 years, but I'm stressed out. I think I'm just going to burn one. It feels like you're going back to something bad. It feels like you're going back to something bad. Now, I can rationalize it by saying to do my job and write about stuff, you need to pay attention to what's going on. Like to do content, you kind of need to know what's going on. But if you're a Notre Dame fan that was like, our season's over, I'm done with all this, good for you. Good for you. Even if I wasn't doing content, I would have watched angrily. So really good for you if you're strong enough to not fall for that and watch it. That's another good option. Somebody put in the chat, you can just watch it on mute. I'm telling you, that is a good way to watch a football game. You do not need the announcers and the sideline announcers and everything else that goes with the whole circus and the presentation. You don't need any of that to watch football. I don't need the announcer to tell me a guy got a first down and it was a good play. I could see it. You can put it on mute. And I do that a lot when I'm getting work done and I want to look up at the TV but not be distracted. That's a pretty good in between. Pretty good in between. So you could do that and watch it on mute. The other thing is, I want to see how Freeman's going to handle all this tonight. I put out the video yesterday. Notre Dame fans, do you love or hate Marcus Freeman being on this show? Yeah, you know, ESPN kind of crapped on you and everybody dumped on you. The Sports Center anchors are making jokes that you're not in the playoff. Everybody laughed at Notre Dame. Are you in the playoff? No. So I get why it's a great opportunity for Notre Dame and to be representative for Freeman to do it. But a part of me feels like you're rewarding the same group that crapped on you by coming back and being nice on their set. Let me ask this. Is there any way Freeman could take like a little shot or two at the system, but do it in a way where he still comes off good? Because I wouldn't mind that. Like, he's going to play nice because he's a nice guy. He's classy. He's going to look sharp. You know the deal. He's going to hit the Notre Dame bullet points, blah, blah, blah. I'm just wondering, is there any way at all he could take a shot or two or reference a thing or two to get your point across to these people that are like a part of the system that we're all allegedly railing against? I'm just wondering. Go Canes. Good morning to you. Big day for you. Who will Notre Dame fans root for? Miami versus Indiana. Very, very interesting. Right before I went live, I posted that poll question on the Patreon, and I want to see, I had two questions. One on the Patreon was, who do you want to win as a Notre Dame fan? The second question is, who do you think will win? And those are not necessarily one and the same. So I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go, but I know it's going to be terrible. It's going to be terrible. You're going to be seeing Michael Irvin twitching all over the place. You got Michael Irvin all twitchy, doing his thing. He's down on all fours on the sideline. Like, he's going to be losing his mind. And then on the other side, you have Signetti, who's just, I feel like Signetti's a guy you're going to hate unless he's coaching your team you're going to love. I like Freeman has this broader appeal. I know some people are mad at him for the bowl game thing, whatever. But largely speaking, Freeman has this broad appeal. There were even people where they didn't like Notre Dame, but they liked Freeman, right? Like, or respected Freeman, all this. I genuinely think Signetti's personality, he's that guy you hate unless he's your coach, and then you love it. Penn State Sports Talk, they would own the state of Indiana. Yeah, why do you think the air's falling out of my head? You don't think I've thought of this? Penn State Sports Talk? There's no good solution as a Notre Dame fan, Penn State guy. It's either Miami, which is just a nightmare, or Indiana gets to say, Notre Dame, you've been chasing Heisman and a title since 87, Timmy Brown. In 88, we decided to try for 2 years and we'll check all those boxes. It ain't that hard. Andrew Gilmore. John, any comments on the Duke QB in Miami? Miami could use all that ACC money to screw an ACC partner. Yeah, it's a dirty game out there in those streets. I did see that. I don't know. It's a wild game out there, you guys. It's a wild game. Yeah, Freeman's the only guy to have a winning record against Cignetti. That's true. Hasn't he only lost like 2 games in his life at Indiana? And we're one of them. Am I wrong about that? Or maybe 3? So that's the good and the bad here. But I did last night, I was thinking about this. It really is. It's a good thing. The seas are steadying in Notre Dame land. That is healthy. Let the news cycle die down. You could gear up. They're already doing the winter workouts. You could gear up, get ready for spring ball. You don't have that excuse that we had last spring session of, well, we were playing so late, season didn't end until January 20th, and all our guys needed surgery, and we're not going to be able to do much in spring. You don't have any of that. You ain't got any of that. It's a clean slate. It's a clean slate. So you could attack the off-season training and all that in spring 100% full-blown. I'm ready for this all to be over. I want this season to be over. Whatever's going to happen tonight's going to be a nightmare. We're all going to hate it. No matter how it goes, I'm going to hate it. I'm going to be miserable. I'm going to be depressed. But that's all you can do as a Notre Dame fan is let's get through tonight. Then this horrible nightmare that's been the end of 25 season could end. And we're off to what comes next. So that's kind of where I'm at. I got a bunch of you guys want to pop in. I would love to know, where you're at with the Notre Dame stuff. I would love to know what your mentality is entering tonight. I would love to know that. As always, thanks for joining. You can find the program on YouTube. Do it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Give the video a thumbs up. Appreciate that. Notifications on that way you don't miss nothing. Twitter, search bar Always Irish or at Always Irish Inc. Email's alwaysirishnd@gmail.com. Audio only anywhere you want it. You could get it. If you don't want to see my face to start your week, nobody blames you for that. Patreon.com/Always Irish. We got a good team over there. The chat's always popping. Link in the description. Thank you, guys. Notre Dame on SI. Got an article for you every single day. Read all about it. The articles challenge my mind. Doing videos and live streams is like my natural delivery method. Just hit play and then say words. That's easy. Whatever comes to my head is already out. That's easy. Writing's hard. You got to really think about what you're doing. You have time to think about how you want to phrase things and what you want to put in people's head. That's a challenge for me. Read all about it, though. Appreciate it. Challenges my brains. Coming on here is easy. You just let it rip, baby. Tom Frawley, Chicago's very own. Tom, rough night for Chicago people, man, last night. Let's say that too. Let's address this. Ashton, Adam, JT, you guys are coming up. The Bears Rams. Listen. I thank God I am not emotional about the Bears in the way I am Notre Dame. I would be long deceased if I was emotional with the Bears at all, at any measure compared to Notre Dame. I wouldn't be here. Too many Saturday, Sunday nut punches back to back in the last 30 years. There's just no way. So I am fortunate. I have no emotional tie to the Bears. I just follow it very closely because it's football in my area, and I like football, but football that isn't stressful to me. And that's what this was. But all my people were fairly devastated and upset. Best throw ever, Andrew Gilmore says, yeah. And then you have, what did you have? Three interceptions, though? That's the thing I struggle with. It's like, wow, what a great player, whatever. Yeah, and you can't lose it to, what was it, 3-0? You can't lose turnover battle in a playoff game 3-0. So where do you average out? Maybe the best throw we've seen in a playoff moment, but you also threw 3 interceptions and then it cost you the game. So I don't know. And I realized the last one was a miscommunication with the receiver. He thought the guy was going over there, whatever. So it's back and forth with Caleb on that. Like, yeah, so the receiver did look like he didn't follow through on that route. But anyways, there's a lot of bitter Bears fans, and then it's minus 28 degrees. Like, I hope those people have the day off, right? I remember when I worked downtown, I would get off the train on a Monday morning, and if the Bears lost, you could just see the whole vibe, the whole city, the train, just there was like just a lull. It was already a Monday morning, but after the Bears, I remember getting off those trains and everybody just had their head down. Nobody wanted to exist. So that's my statement on the Bears. I love that throw, by Caleb. That's just one of those plays. But man, too many turnovers. So I don't know. It's tough. Okay, couple chats, then we'll go to you guys, then we'll go to some of my notes. I realize it's weird with the schedule. Some people are off, some people are not off. Let me do a couple of these chats, then we'll go right to you guys. Ashton, you're going to come up first. Hang with me, buddy. Commander. On the plus side, at least ND has impaired the title game with Indiana and have to risk defeat to the hottest team in the country. Hope IU wins and listen. It's a dark place to be when you're saying, I'm glad we're not good enough to even make it far enough to maybe lose to this team in the championship. Like, that's tough. I have a hard time getting in that mental space, right? Like, I just do. So I don't know. Good morning, always Irish Nation. 230 days until the Pain Revenge Tour. That's a long time. That's a long time, man. It's going to be the dog days of summer, but for a long time, I think, is how this is going to go. Commander. I kind of agree with some of this. Question of the day. Is it appropriate for a grown man 40 plus years old to be wearing Notre Dame clothing if they're not on their way to or from a sporting event or employed by the university? I wear Notre Dame stuff wherever I go. When I go to Florida, I overdo it because it's such a mixed area and mixed crowd. I go out of my way to wear Notre Dame stuff, spark a conversation, whatever it is. And that's happened. You remember when I was at Disney Springs and I had that issue with the LSU people a couple years ago, or maybe it was last year, a couple years ago, with the LSU family, and I asked them how they liked Kelly, and they were scared of me at the restaurant. They were shielding their kids from me. So I always try and do that. Here's what I don't do, though. I'm not a jersey guy. Number one, they don't fit me right. And number two, there is something about me not liking walking around town with another guy's name on my back that isn't my name. So I kind of agree with this a little bit. I've always had a thing about walking around with another grown man's name on my back. That's a little weird to me, but I'm a weird guy. But generally, I wear Notre Dame stuff all the time just to try and spark something, Tom, good morning from the icebox in Chicago. Colder than my ex-mother-in-law's heart, and that's frigid. Tom, you're a good guy. Mark, Miami likes to mess around, get cute a lot. It'll be interesting to see if they're able to run the ball against that Indiana defense. There have been many times this year where I have asked myself, why doesn't Miami just double down and try and run the ball? You got that big physical offensive line. There have been multiple times where I'm like, why doesn't Miami just run the ball instead of whatever else they're trying to do? I guess those little flare outs, to their slot guy is basically an extension of the run game. And I've noticed when Miami runs those, they get 8 or 9 yards, not -3 when they do it for some reason. So maybe they do that with Tony. I don't know. G-Bank, this is a good point. While everybody else was miserable about the Bears in my ecosystem, I at least had pride. I like seeing Cole Kmet do good. I like seeing Kyron Williams scoring for the Rams in the playoffs. Like, I like that kind of stuff. So if this was going to go down and all my people were going to be miserable, like, I guess I'd rather Kyron Williams do well and get in the end zone. Like, Mark, here's the problem. I gave up my diet weeks ago. The problem is the new year started a few weeks ago. So what did you give up your resolution the first day? A few weeks. Justin, it's my birthday, the big 42. You're in my age range, buddy. Young enough to be alive when we won stuff, not old enough to remember what it feels like, and nothing since. You and me are on the same page. Happy birthday. Thanks for starting it with me. Tex ND. Was it a relatively quiet week for Notre Dame other than Freeman joining the dark side for the pregame today? Yeah. I started with this. You can feel the lull. You can feel things leveling out. And that is very, very, very welcome. Very welcome. You guys were talking about Little Debbie's and like the snack foods and all that. Always Irish Senior was in the Hostess Corporation most of my youth. I have a lot of opinions and insight into how that world works from Senior's time at Hostess. Here's what I can tell you now. All of it. Cheap products made to last on a shelf and not taste good. Overpriced and shrinkflation. You're paying for more, you're getting less, and it's all of less quality. The product of the actual cake in Hostess, like donuts or whatever it is 100% garbage to what it was when I was a kid. And we used to give out full boxes of Twinkies for Halloween, full boxes of like Hostess stuff. It's all preservatives and it's garbage. So it's just not what it was when we grew up. $10 holler, Dr. John. Because of the snub, here's the rub. Ooh, Dr. John, we got to get you in a recording studio with these lyrics. You know I like the rhymes. Ain't watching the game. Petty, you're damn right. Immature, you're damn right. Apologize? Hell no. Gonna watch ND 73 championship game. Got it queued up. See you at the blue and gold. I admire that. I admire that a lot. $5 holler from the commander. Why talk about who you want to win the title game when Notre Dame isn't in it? It's 26th time and ND's going to field an all-time great secondary next season. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. I don't know. It's the sport we all love, and it's the championship game. I don't know. It's the last time we have to talk about college football games until forever. We may as well cover it one more day, I guess. I don't know. All right, let's hit a couple of you guys. See what you think. I realize today's a weird day with the holiday. I got the kid home from school. We're going to do this quick, and then I got kid to take care of and whatever else. Ashton, welcome. Good morning, buddy.
Good morning. How you doing, John?
I'm okay, man. I feel very weird today. I'm not looking forward to this game tonight. But I do feel positive things are leveling out with Notre Dame. Where are you at on the morning of the championship game with two teams that we don't like?
Would it be wrong of me, before anybody gets there, so nobody gets hurt, to root for the Meteor?
I know. It's just, I'm going to be very angry no matter which way it goes, but for very different reasons. Does that make sense? Like if Miami wins, there's a whole strand of frustration. And if Indiana wins, it's equal frustration, but for different ways. I don't know how to look at it. I just want it to be over. So we're on a clean slate and we're looking forward. I want it to be over.
Yeah, I haven't been looking forward to tonight. Ever since the semifinal games, I was like, oh, so it's just my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Simple as it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
It's and you're gonna, how many times they're gonna pan over to Michael Irvin twitching on the sideline? Like, I'm just over it, man.
that how
I'm
much they're going to bring up Notre Dame a lot. They've been doing it every Miami playoff game. I only watched I watched Miami's playoff game against Ohio State because I was out at the bar on New Year's Eve, and then I watched their semifinal game. But other than that, that's all the college football playoffs I've watched, and I'm not watching the championship tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I just want it to be over. And so I don't know where Notre Dame fans fall on which is the lesser of these two evils. I don't know. I'm ready for it to be done. What do you make of things in Notre Dame land? It was a very rocky few weeks, bad negative news cycle, hit after hit after hit, was really tough. But it feels like it's leveled out. You ended up doing very well in the portal. What do you make of where Notre Dame's at?
Oh, things are looking great. I love how we're now getting undergrad transfers in. We're not just getting 1-year rentals.
Yep.
And what I'm thinking, look, I could just be overly optimistic here. I know you're just going to say just start with one, but the way this is building, we are the next dynasty. That's what I'm feeling.
Ooh.
The guys that are coming in, the way Freeman seems to be locked into the program, at least for the next few years. We know you said it. I don't know how many times. It's not a forever job because the stress that it takes on you.
Yeah.
So I think the NFL is eventually going to happen, but well, either that or Ohio State, if that job were to ever come open. But I think for the next few years, 5 to 10, he is locked in, and I think we are the next dynasty. The way he keeps bringing these guys in. After this year, he's pissed off more than ever. I love how it's looking.
Okay. You seem to think Freeman's here a little longer than most people do. I think this is a year-to-year battle to keep him because the NFL is going to keep going after him. I feel like it's a year-to-year battle, but I do feel deep down like Freeman wants to finish the job. Like before he goes to do something else, he's worked so hard for 4 or 5 years building this. Now you're close. I do feel like Freeman wants to get it over the hump, and then whatever else happens, happens.
I was talking with a cousin of mine last night. He stopped watching college football. He just watches the big games, but I was talking with him about it, and he said the same thing where he feels once Freeman wins us a championship, then he's off to the NFL. And I love Freeman, but when it comes to his coaching, he is a great recruiter. In the NFL, you don't recruit.
Yeah.
Your GM signs guys, so I don't know how well that would pan out for him. I would hope the best for him, no matter where he goes, if that happens. But I think he's a college coach more than anything.
I wrote about that yesterday. Interesting you bring that up. I was talking to somebody on the phone, and then I wrote some about it. Freeman's natural gifts serve him best in the college game. The way he mentors and builds these relationships with these younger guys, classic old school kind of morals and values, but modern enough to know what's up with the modern player. I feel like Freeman's skill set is perfectly suited to help these younger guys mature through life. And I think he could do the most good with people in that framework. But I will never blame a college coach that wants to try it at the highest level. That's different than Kelly saying, I can't win at Notre Dame. Yes. They don't give me what I need. I'm going to LSU because they give me the resources. You can't be mad at a guy going to the NFL the way you can a guy that says, your school isn't doing enough. I'm going to another school to compete against you. Those are different. But I think in Freeman's heart, he knows they're close and he wants to get this done.
I agree with that, and it is very different. When Kelly left, a lot of fans already wanted him gone. We all seen what he would do in the big games, but it still just left a sour taste for him to just say that he can't do it here. And then go. So I think we all got enjoyment when he couldn't do it there, couldn't even reach the playoffs, and he got fired. We all got enjoyment out of that. But yeah, it is completely different if they want to go try on the highest level. That's why. I mean, from what I can remember, because I was young back then, from what I've seen, Saban, when he left LSU, there wasn't a whole lot of LSU fans mad that he went to the Dolphins. They were mad when he went back and coached at Alabama.
That's it. I had this exact, oh, this is juicy. Adam, you're coming up. I had this exact thought in my head yesterday. I was talking to somebody on the phone about it. You know what would be terrible? Freeman, he doesn't win a title at Notre Dame, gets an offer he can't refuse in the NFL. Notre Dame's got to move on, hire somebody new, get a whole new thing. Couple years in the NFL, it doesn't work out for Freeman. He comes back to college and goes to somewhere else. But we've already had to move on. That would be the nightmare. If he goes to the NFL and sticks, that's different. But if he goes to a bad organization or he's not ready and then flames out and then comes back to college, but not to us, that will be relatively devastating.
But I will give you my reasoning on why I think it's going to take a few extra years than the whole year-to-year thing for Freeman. I think Freeman's smart enough to know he doesn't want to go to an organization like the Giants, the Browns, the Cardinals, who these coaches keep getting 2 years and then they get fired when they don't have time to build anything. And this year, I mean, the Steelers' job is still open. The Bills' job just came open.
Yeah.
Ravens' job is still open. You're not going to have another year where you have these options for these really good NFL teams with solid rosters. It's going to be a while before you have another offseason like this. So I think that's why I think it's going to take a little longer for Freeman to leave.
Yeah, it's interesting. The Bills, I think I read in 9 years, the guy's taken them to the playoffs 8, but they're having trouble getting over the hump in the playoffs. You got to be real careful as an organization, right? Like I understand the frustration of like, okay, all regular season, we're in playoff position and then we don't make it. There's danger there. You could switch coaches and get worse. So that's real touchy to me when you're that good that you're in the playoff every year, but can't get past that hurdle. You got to be careful what you ask for. So I don't know, man. I don't know. 27's tricky, Ashton. You're going to have a lot of Notre Dame's roster flipping over in 27. That's really, you're going to lose a lot of those defensive players. Quarterback might be gone. That is a window I'm looking at for Freeman. After this year, then you're going to have a reset of the roster a little bit. Talented guys coming in behind it, but a little bit of a reset. Let's see how that goes and if Freeman's here for it. I'm not saying he's leaving. I'm just saying this is a year-to-year battle that I am prepared to have.
Which at this point we have to be, but he said it himself in the presser. It's a good problem to have.
Yep.
To know that you were that successful, that everyone in the college ranks, everyone in the NFL, their job comes open, they are looking at your guy. Yep. But another thing I saw this morning, which I had to call in this morning because of the roads with the snow and everything. But so I've been up for a while. Just been getting into Notre Dame land instead of focusing on the championship or anything like that. But it was the media is wanting Freeman to leave. They are wanting the foundation to crumble.
Oh yeah.
Which I hadn't thought of that before. It was the media is spiking these stories up.
Oh yeah.
ESPN, all the journalists that don't work for Notre Dame, because outside of Notre Dame, nobody wants to see Notre Dame succeed. So I think a lot of those Freeman's up for this job. Are they actually giving him a call, or are you just saying that?
Yeah.
So how much interest is the NFL really having in him is what I'm wondering.
It was readily apparent that when Notre Dame was in that negative news cycle, you missed the playoff, join a conference, then the bowl opt-out. Notre Dame quit. The final nail in Notre Dame's coffin for the haters was Freeman to the NFL. And they wanted it. You knew they wanted it. They were acting like they were pushing it so far. They wanted it. They were begging it in their articles to be the final nail in Notre Dame's coffin. You survived that. And the guy's back. You have a good team, a reasonable schedule. We're ready to go, man. Ashton, anything else on your mind before this nightmare tonight?
Nope, that'll do it.
Ashton, thanks a lot, buddy. Thanks. Where are you at? What state are you in? Where are you?
Ohio.
Oh, there is so many Notre Dame fans in Ohio. God bless you guys. You need your own support group, bro.
Oh, I know. I'm only an hour and a half from Columbus, so it's got to deal with Ohio State fans all over the place. Either that or Michigan fans. It's a good mix of that right here, and that really sucks.
Yeah, that's tough. There's a lot of Notre Dame people out your way. You guys got to hang strong and hang together. It's like I tell the California Notre Dame people, like, we need strong representation outside of Chicago and South Bend. Let's spread out. So, Ashton, thanks for joining today. I would say enjoy the title game, but nobody's going to. So get through it. That's the best I can give you. Survive it.
One question real quick. Do we know when blue and gold is?
Do not have a date.
Okay.
We're going to try and get one before it comes public so people can make their plans. So we're going to have Goolsby kind of work to figure out behind the scenes, get a date before they put a tweet out so we can make plans. So we'll let people know. But we're throwing a big party, and our blue and gold parties are awesome. No parking pass needed. Just it's low stress. Notre Dame can't lose that day. It's beautiful. So we're going to have fun. Everybody's invited. Ashton, have a good day, buddy.
You too, John.
Have a good one. Man, Ohio, he had a little accent on him, didn't he? Or is it me? Did he not have a little accent? I don't know, man. That's why I kind of asked where he was coming from. Pat, I had to drive to Midway at 5 a.m. It was so cold, my wiper fluid froze. Pat is going to be in San Diego this week, so you're not going to get any Pat jumping in here. What a great week to be in San Diego right when it's minus 85 here, Pat. Get the hell out of here. Good for you, buddy. Good for you. Adam, good morning, buddy. We got Mark. We got Rodney. You guys coming up. JT, what's going on, Adam?
Good morning, Johnny. How are we doing, Bosco?
I'm doing okay. I have two main thoughts driving my mind this morning. One is you feel the calming that is going on in Notre Dame land. I think it's very healthy and stabilizing. You could feel the rocky seas leveling out for Notre Dame. That is healthy. And I'm just not looking forward to tonight. Those are my two takes.
Yeah. Tonight, the only reason why I'm going to check it out is because my kid wants to watch some football. Other than that, man, you guys have dealt with the Bears last night. We dealt with the Niners the night before, which looked a million times worse, believe me. And it's now come down to football is over for all of us. As far as if you in your NFL realm, your college realm, it's just been done, and in a way, I'm really relieved. I'm just really getting ready to go to that next step. And, like last year you were asking, we talked about this a little bit before, but like, hey, what's the one thing you're looking forward to that we need to do? Like, what's our high priority? And I was always talking about the momentum, keeping that momentum going after the championship game. Like, whether it's in recruiting, the coaching, the this, the that, whatever. And, this year it was Freeman. Like, you got to get that leadership, solidified. And now we have those things done, right? We have the momentum back. We have Freeman is signed up, at least we know for this year. If not, I really like what was it, Ashton's take on, hey, hopefully 5 to 10 years. That'd be fantastic. But we don't know. But we do know that he is here for this year. And now the next question is, with this all solidified, what should be our main focus? What do you think, Johnny? Like, as far as like, now we got the portal going, we've got the recruiting going, we got Freeman and the leadership staying. What is our next, focal point that we need to take as our highest priority?
Adam, I mean this sincerely. Title or bust. Boom. I think this program is at the point now where that needs to be the sole focus. It's like, we are here to win the championship, and every year we don't is a failure. Like,
Yeah.
I honestly, I'm not just saying it to say it. The roster is in the position where it should be a reality, that it literally, I think it's a sole focus on title or bust.
Okay, and I love that, and I think, I think the majority of all of us are on board with that.
But okay, wait. Okay, can I walk this out, Adam, real quick?
Please.
Growing up following independent Notre Dame, what did we always hear? You're not in a conference. You have no division to win. It's title or bust for Notre Dame. We always heard that growing up because there's nothing else, no other marker for us to achieve. So title or bust has always been the thing, but it has not always been a realistic thing, right? Like, you could say title or bust every year. Some years you went like 500. You know what I mean? Like, it's always a thing because of the way Notre Dame's set up, but it isn't always realistic in any given year. It is realistic now. Like, the roster is at that point where I think that's what this is.
The roster, the coaching staff, the upper management, it's all there. And so that's where I think, if we're going title or bust, then the main focal point for me now is continuity. Like, all these players that we're bringing in, we've got to build up that continuity within the team, and we got to build it up with the coaching staff and make sure that everybody's on the same page. Because even though we don't have the same schedule coming up where it's going to be Miami and then Texas A&M back to back, we can't have any slow starts. We can't have any slip ups. We can't look weird going into Lambeau playing against a depleted Wisconsin team. We have got to be able to go in there and from day one set the standard that college football will understand what we are, who we are, and what it is that we're doing this year.
Yeah.
And so, you know what I mean?
Really good point. You have a easier runway into the season. If the BYU game gets put early, then that obviously will be a challenge going out there. But it's a much more reasonable schedule to navigate, and you should not have to be near perfect to be able to get off to a good start in the way you did last year and the year before. You should have some wiggle room.
Yes, absolutely. You should, especially playing teams like Rice or whatever. But, I just think that there's been so many examples of high profile players in both pros and college going to different teams and people believing that it's just going to happen or just work. And I think that there's still a lot more work and different kind of work to be done where it's like, you got to start sniffing each other out. You got to feel it out. You got to understand that those wide receivers got to get on the same page with CJ Carr and understand like different, mannerisms on the field, so to speak, so that he can hit you in stride, so that they could be on the same page, so to speak. So
And
I just,
Adam,
I think continuity is the biggest thing.
Adam, here's something else I've been thinking about. 10-2 didn't get Notre Dame in this year with that schedule, whatever. I think next year's schedule is even weaker. You better go 11-1 needs to be the worst if you want to make that tournament next year, because you didn't make 10-2 with this slate. Next year's is very light. You better 11-1 or 12-0 is what it's going to take. I believe that.
I completely agree. And let me give you another reason why. Because the committee, the whole playoff committee, and with all the different athletic directors right now are at a stalemate. The SEC and the Big Ten commissioners are at odds ends about what they should be doing as far as the expansion. So they have, yeah, yes, sir.
You got to explain this to me.
You got it.
Yeah, you got to help me with this. I was reading this. I was getting ready for the show last night, like doing a little note prep. And I came across the tweet saying the Big Ten and the SEC are arguing over future formats. And remember, everyone needs to remember, everyone else involved bent the knee and is letting the SEC and the Big Ten decide these things. Like, that's not a group project. They have ceded any format changes to those two bodies, okay?
Yep.
The SEC's pushing for 16 and the Big Ten for 24?
Yes.
Is that what I read?
Yes. And so here's the deal.
24?
The deal is 24, Johnny, and it changes the whole landscape. And 24? This is why
How do you even 24? How do you even? What do you mean 24 teams in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Is it March Madness or what?
It's March Madness, my man. Only in December and January. I mean,
24. The playoffs are going to go till April Fool's Day.
yeah.
What do you mean 24?
Yeah. So,
Notre
okay.
Dame's going to be 25th.
Oh my God.
What do you
Johnny
mean
boy.
24?
Johnny boy, they lost their mind. Let me just say this. They are
Not a
going.
stretch, Adam. Are
Yeah,
you
is
not?
it not a stretch? It's more than a stretch. They're basically breaking it at the seams. I mean, what are we doing here? So yes, in the beginning, all the athletic directors and the conference, directors or whatever, their commissioners, excuse me, all agreed that the Big Ten and the SEC are going to be the two heads of this whole committee. So
Yeah.
whatever they decide gets to be passed through. Now the irony, and that included us, we signed off on that as well. Now we are at a point where the SEC wants to go just to 16 and the Big 10 wants to go up to 24. And the reason why the Big 10 wants to go to 24 is because of the fact that they think that they're going to get even more of their teams that historically tend to be in that 19 to 24 range, from their conference, would get a chance to get in. Why is that? Because then they're going to get more money for every playoff spot that gets occupied by one of their teams. The reason why the SEC is not down for this is because it eliminates conference championships. They would have to eliminate the conference championship in some realm
Yeah.
in what the Big Ten is saying. And the SEC makes a ton of cash through their conference championship. So now they're at a point where if they don't decide and they can't come up with a ruling here that they both can agree on, that the rest of us just have to adhere to, then you guessed it, ESPN, who has the TV rights to this whole thing, gets to decide what they want to do, and they would push forward at this point, at least in 26, the 12 team, same format, 12-team playoff. So, yes.
How many rounds? I'm not good with math. Everybody knows that. How many
Yeah.
rounds of the playoff would there be if there's 24 teams?
That depends on if you're doing buys or not.
Or like
And
play-in game. Like
right.
getting rid of the conference championships and having play-in games and then making some of these lower level bowls that have no juice a part of this. Like, I get where they're going of like a way to maybe save some of those non-CFP bowl games by wrapping them into a newer tournament, finding a way to blend some sort of like conference champion. I don't know, but it's all about money. More games, more money. I'm bad with numbers, but even I know that. I'm going to complain about it, and then I'm going to watch every single one.
Yes, but no, you won't, because it'll be Tulane against Ole Miss again. It'll be 42-10.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's going to be a lot more of those types of games. You're going to have the James Madisons or whoever it is that get in, and you're going to be sitting there going, rad, they're down by 45 at halftime. Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah.
Other than the Big Ten Conference, because of the fact that they're like, well, what if Northwestern is 23rd? So they didn't do well enough. That's what, it's preposterous. It's on a whole nother level. It's so greedy. And it's to a point where it just waters it down. And you want to know the other thing, Johnny, that it also does is it waters down the regular season. Because now you can have 3 or 4 losses and you can get in. So the games won't matter as much.
You can go 7-5 and you're going to make it, especially if you're an SEC team at 7-5. You're making that tournament. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, Duke or something wins their conference. I mean, there's so many weird things that go with it that are it waters it down. And then you're going to start looking at what it's going to be the trickle down theory, where I believe you're going to see players that will start opting out of certain games, depending upon their business arrangement. Right. With the NIL, with the other, kind of contracts that they've, signed with, to preserve their body for this extended long period of a playoff system. And it just waters everything down. It dilutes it. And that's one of the things that if you look at it, it's like UC that killed the NBA. I used to be a Chicago Bulls fan growing up, and I'm out here in California. Why was that? Because Michael Jordan, of course, right? And just watching the way that they played in the 80s and 90s, it is a completely different game. I don't watch the NBA anymore.
Yeah.
They blow they literally kind of whistle at them and then they fall over and then they call a foul if they're 5 feet away. It's insane. And
Yeah.
that same kind of thing is going to happen come in college football, only with players opting out of games
Man,
the way the
see,
NBA does.
I understood 12 to 16.
Yes.
24 just seems like a very big jump. You would need really good infrastructure to make that work and have it still be competitive. So, like, if you do 24, you got to get real creative about how you're going to blend conference championships and these other bowl games to figure it all out. I don't
Yeah.
know, but I was shocked to see they're pushing for 24. Anything else, Adam? What else on your mind the day of the championship game? What a quick year, Adam, from where we
What a
were a year
quick
ago.
year.
What a quick year.
I mean, it is fascinating, and it is one of those scary things because it's like, I remember when you're like, yeah, I'm turning 40, and now you're like, well, I'm 41, going to be turning 40. It's like, like these years are going by quick,
Yeah.
which in my last thought here on this whole thing, even though I could talk to you for hours about it, is that time is just, it is the most valuable commodity we have.
It's true.
And that is the same in life as it is in college football. And the
True.
amount of time that we have with Marcus Freeman and with these stud prospects coming in out of either through the recruiting ranks or in the transfer portal, or all this momentum that we have where it's bolstered our program to this high level where we believe and we know that we can do this and win a championship, is
Yeah.
going to come and go. And so we have got to take the opportunity when it's there. We have to take advantage of it now because we don't know when it's going to go away.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my last thought is like, let's just get tonight over with. Let's just
Yeah.
get tonight over with. I don't
Yeah.
care. Just crown one of them and then let me be miserable about whichever one it is for one day.
Let's
And
get
then
it
I'm going to
going.
sit there and say,
Yeah.
Johnny, all right, now it's our true off season. Now let's go. What else do we got? And let's
Yeah.
just keep going, and get to August or September and get us to Lambeau and to the blue and gold and all the different things. And let's just get it moving because
Yep.
we know what we have here.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too. I am excited to get this season done so we could all move on a clean slate. Adam, God bless you, my friend. Represent Notre Dame in the sunny state of California. Have a good day.
Buddy, I'm wearing my Notre Dame hat every day. Love you, bud.
There you go, man. Fighting them fires, baby. Okay, Andrew Gilmore. We're going to go right back to you guys. Rodney, Mark coming up, JT as well. I really dislike the Monday national title. Should move to Saturday, day before the NFL conference championships. I've been saying this forever, and I'll never understand it. Somebody got to explain this to me. Why is this Super Bowl on a Sunday when everybody's got to worry about work the next day? The game doesn't start till like 5:30 or whatever. They drag out the pregame all day. Why can't they just make the game on a Saturday so that everybody could relax? You could have a party, and after the game, people can hang out, keep their buzz going. You don't have to worry about work in the morning or whatever. Why can't you just do that so that, or make it a national holiday that everything's closed on the Monday for football day for Americans or something? And I don't understand why. What a lame day to put the national championship on a Monday night. It's just lame. You can't schedule this better for the weekend or whatever. I don't know. I've always thought that, but what do I know? Nobody cares what I think. Nobody cares what I think, nor should they, quite frankly. So, $2 holler, Rodney. Freeman has earned our trust. This is our time. Pat, I have mixed feelings on this. Top-ranked teams in the first bowl game round are 1-7. Why would you want a first-round bye? I see this two different ways. Number one is the evidence collected suggests it is not an advantage to have that long layoff. But also in my mind, I'm thinking If you're not in a game, there's zero risk of your season ending, and that should be an advantage. You can't lose a game you don't play. You advance automatically. You need to win one less game to win a title. But the evidence suggests teams are struggling to do that. So I see both sides of this argument. I think it's a little tricky because I do see both sides of it. So I don't know, man. Wine and cheese. $5 holler. I probably owe you $5 something from what I ate at the tailgate. 230 days to kickoff. Go Irish. It's going to be not that long from now. I'm going to go, man, we're in the dog days of summer, man. What are we going to do here? Rodney, what's going on, buddy? Good morning.
Woo-hoo, John! It's the Monday Night College Football National Championship, and I know you're excited.
I am not excited at all. Rodney, I am anticipating being mad no matter what.
Man, I first of all, you just hit on boy, John, oh my God. The Monday national title game, the Monday night thing. I am so glad someone brought that up because I've been meaning to talk about it. Everybody I talk to in my circle, national media people, everybody wants to change this. For the love of God, you're telling me they're making, because it's got to be a money thing. That's the only thing that makes sense because all anybody ever cares about. Like, I don't understand why quality of life, happiness doesn't factor in there once you've got enough money. Why do you get to get, we'll get a couple more cents. Why are we having this on Monday night? And the Super Bowl Sunday thing could be easily solved. Oh, how about 3 o'clock kickoff or 4 o'clock kickoff? Then you solve that problem. Saturday night, I'm open to that. That's fine.
I've never understood it. And it's just like, I don't know. I just think you could either make it a national holiday the Monday after it, or move it to Saturday and people can relax a little bit.
It's like, or move it up a couple hours. Big freaking deal, because then now it's not really an issue of work anymore. But it's the Monday night. I got it. They first did it. They were trying something new. The ratings for the Ohio State Notre Dame game, Ohio State and Notre Dame, were not good last year. And it's like, I was surprised at that, but I'm like, it's this freaking Monday night thing, man. You know what? If you're going to be a little outside the box, how about Friday night?
Yeah.
How about Friday night? That's 10 times better than Monday night. I do not understand. I wish someone would explain to me. Maybe that's coming. Maybe when they announce this on the 23rd, maybe they're going to also say, oh, by the way, national title game, Saturday night, or whatever. Okay, so what I'm hearing, what I've been hearing is that it's going to stay at 12 because of this. They just couldn't agree, the SEC and the Big Ten, so it's going to stay at 12. My guess is it's going to be tweaked again, probably now where there's no automatic qualifiers for the under 5. I always call them under 5 schools, whatever the hell it's called. Yeah. Notre Dame would then, in a 12-team situation, that kicks in next year too, where if they're in the top 12, they get in anyway. So I would say the best thing for college football, just rank them 1 to 12. And here's the thing. The first round bye should go to the team, should be a home game for the teams that got the bye. That's how you kind of fix that a little bit. Give them a home game. And by the way, it is kind of interesting.
Rodney, that's not a bad idea of a way.
It makes perfect sense.
Of a way to maybe be like, it does make sense, though, that you played well enough to get the bye, but then you lose the advantage of playing so good you get a home game. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So if it's got to be the same way where they have the same number of bowl games and just, hey, look, just the first round is at neutral sites. The second round is at the home sites for the teams that get the bye. And then so on and so forth. And here's the other thing, though. Indiana was the only team that's figured that out, that bye thing, and made it work. Okay. You know what? That's good for college football as far as, all right, well, we got to figure this thing out. How do we get it? How do we get the players up for the game? Also, John, they don't have to suffer injuries. That's the other thing when you have that much time. So there is some advantages there. And coaches got to figure this out now. So I'm just kind of like, okay, but if Indiana had lost as well, like, okay, that's now 18. We got to do something. But he obviously figured it out, at least for this year. So it's like, okay, figure it out. Also, if we move up the start of the playoffs, you eliminate an extra week of that bye, which probably 2 weeks favors you. I think 3 weeks it hurts you a little bit. So that's my point on that. I want to really quickly, John, address the Bears game last night.
Sure.
It was a heartbreaker. That throw Caleb made at the end was just absolutely phenomenal. One of the best football throws I've seen. It's just unbelievable.
Yep.
I'm watching the second half. They got the ball at midfield. I'm like, oh my God, the Bears are going to win this again. But I kind of felt in that moment, I don't know that I feel right about this. It just feels too, I don't know. Like the stars are just lining up a certain way. It didn't surprise me at all in the next play through interception. I'm like, I don't know if I buy this. The Rams were the better team. The Rams made all the plays that the Bears, man, couldn't get 3rd and less than a yard 3 times in a row. They didn't, the fact that they even got to that point in overtime.
Rodney, I enjoyed watching Kyron Williams succeed out there.
Oh, Kyron's good, dude. He's just a good running back.
Remember when he was coming into the NFL, he did not have good measurables. His 40 time was slow. On paper, Kyron should not be as good as he is because his metrics didn't line up. And I remember that being a narrative, wasted pick going with this guy. Look at his stat, his measurables. But the guy,
dude, it reminds me.
He's just a winner. He figures out a way to be productive. It's beautiful.
It reminds me so much, John. Why is the guy's running back's name eluding me? The one that played for Green Bay, had a great run many years, and he was like a really good running back at Notre Dame, but I did not expect, what the hell was his name? He played at Green Bay for years.
I'm picturing it too in my head.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Guys, put it in the chat or something. For some reason, I can't remember his name now. Ryan Grant?
Is it Ryan Grant? One of them. It's in my head.
But yeah, it kind of reminds me of that. And Kyron, but here's the thing, it's funny. Yes, he is absolutely overachieving and playing like a first 2-round player. I always thought 5th round was way too low for him. I'm like, this kid is at least a 3rd round running back. And so he's absolutely outplayed his draft, but he should have been a first 2-rounder, basically. First 3-rounder, basically. Anyway, good for Kyron. Yeah, he's a good player. I mean, the Rams deserved it. That's the bottom line. Good for the Bears, man. It was a fantastic game last night. But you just felt like the Bears are like the upstart team, a team with tons of talent. The future's bright. But the Rams just had the more seasoned coaching staff. You could just feel that they had better savvy in that game, and they deserved to win, to be fair.
Yeah.
Okay. You can pass the NFL.
Rodney, I want to ask you about Notre Dame specifically. Do you feel what I'm saying, where you feel like things have settled and calmed and are restabilizing? I think Freeman speaking to the public was a big deal last week. I feel things are leveling out, and I think that's very healthy and needed given the last month and a half we've had. Do you agree? Do you feel that kind of leveling out, that stability coming back?
Feel it leveling out, and I feel like that arrow going super 10 times further up in the other direction. That's what I said, man, a couple weeks ago. I said it seems like when it comes to Notre Dame, you don't get good then bad, good to bad. You get all of something bad and really bad and really bad. And oh my God. And then before it gets to the point where all our fears were realized, all of a sudden it gets stabilized and everything's good for a while.
You are right. You are right. It does feel like there's big swings, either good or bad. The swings are exaggerated in either direction on the pendulum. I do feel that, as a content guy too. Whatever happens in Notre Dame gets magnified. Whether it's negative or positive, it's going to blow up into something bigger. That's a fact. That's always a fact.
And we always fall for the bait and get all worried and frustrated and put ourselves through misery.
I never do that, Rodney.
John, you are the shining example, buddy, for all of us.
You need to be careful with your accusations.
You gotta calm down
I am Captain Consistent. I never go up and down. What are you talking about?
Beanie Cool Hand John, man. If you want to, John, I mean, you, brother. Yeah, like I said, you had me so anxious last week or a couple weeks ago, whatever it was. And even though deep down I felt like it was all going to be stabilized, boy, it reminds me a lot of earlier this year, John. You remember when we weren't getting any recruits and everybody was like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden, every freaking player that we needed, we hit on. Like everyone. It was like, I think there was one miss or something. Every like 10 of 11 guys or something like that. And we finished with the number 2 recruiting class in the country and then the number 1 portal class by far. John, but that's kind of what, in my chat thing, sometimes I'm just kind of bland, but what I meant by that is we need to start trusting Freeman for God's sake and quit thinking that John, I actually disagree with you a little bit based on, it's an every year thing for sure. I think Freeman's here for 3 or 4 years, man. 3 or 4, 3 to 5. I think he's here 3 to 5 more years, even if they win a title. He realizes he's building something. It's not just for next year. And I hope they win the title next year. And they honestly should have as good a shot as maybe 2 other teams, 2 or 3 other teams. Legit. Obviously, things got to fall in your direction too, John. I mean, injuries are – I have not talked about this yet. I'm going to ask you a question. Maybe you know the answer. Boy, Minchie leaving, even though I get it and I understand why he did it, I'm a little scared, man. If something happens to Carr, man, that's where everything could derail. We have a –
It's really, Rodney, that's very, very interesting. I had a conversation on the phone with somebody about that last night, and it's like, well, what can you do? Okay. Minchie was going to leave to be a starter. Gone are the days where you have a really good player as a backup willing to sit there and not start. If your backup's good enough to start in the Power 4, someone's going to pay him to start in the Power 4. I do not blame Minchie at all for that. And I believe he got his schoolwork done. So then he could leave Notre Dame and already have that part done. But what do you do? Because you're either going to have a no snap backup quarterback playing for the first time. The other option is, Rodney, where do you find a backup you think is good enough you would trust to come in if you need to help Carr if he gets hurt or something happens, but not good enough that he wants to compete for the starting job because there is no competition? How do you thread that needle, Rodney? You need a guy you think is good enough to be the backup, but not good enough that he wants to compete. It's not.
Well, yeah. And John, that was the problem, is that they have a certain amount of money they can spend on the team. And obviously there's value in all that, but you got to weigh the value with the value of everything else. And so, no, I mean, Notre Dame did what they could. Hey, there's no really, I get it. I'm just saying, I'm worried about that. I'm really curious. God, I've been wanting to ask this for a few weeks. Carr leaves after this year. It's a great year, wins the Heisman. We win a national title. He goes off the NFL.
Ooh.
Could Minchie transfer back to Notre Dame the following year?
I like that.
And we would welcome him back because we understand. And he's a Notre Dame guy. And I was thinking that I would not be the least, if he's eligible to do that. And I think he is, because he'd be a graduate transfer then, right?
Yeah. It's interesting.
That would be wonderful.
Domer guy says, push your youngsters. It's just risky to have your backup have no snaps. Like it's just really risky. And you don't even have like a Buckner where you could, like, you know what I mean? Run around like more, but you know that he's been around a while. So I don't know. You just got to hope your guy don't get hurt. In the modern age college football, if your starting quarterback goes down, you're probably screwed because everybody's backups are going to start somewhere.
God, man, I'm just that just really worries me, man. That's the one thing. I'm like, that's the one thing that could. I think this team.
It's been on my mind.
Yeah.
Somebody's saying you're sleeping on Hebert. Like, okay, fine. But you know what? This is just going to be this is going to be an issue in college football moving forward. If your starter gets hurt, you're in trouble. So, but I've thought about it. It's a good thing to worry about.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm going to ask you a question about that, John. I think I might have missed something that just happened. Who's Hebert?
One of the younger quarterbacks that has no experience that's on the roster.
Oh, okay. I knew about okay. Why am I forgetting names all of a sudden?
Yeah, you can have Gerard, and then you have Hebert.
I knew Gerard.
But these
Gerard,
are guys
what's the other guy?
have no experience if you need them, you know?
No, but there's Gerard, and I'm sorry, you said the other guy's name, not Hebert, but the other one?
I said Hebert and Gerard. So I don't know, man. I know Notre Dame looked around at some other like some Ivy League guys. So I don't know, man. You just got to protect Carr. Protect Carr.
Yeah, I know. I said so. I mean, whatever. You can't live your life through worry. And I do think the team is going to be good enough, even if the other guy's in there. We're still going to probably make, we can still make the playoffs with that, but I don't think you can win a national title that way. Anyway, whatever. Any team that is going in the playoffs, if they lost their quarterback, would suffer. So, I mean, whatever.
You know I'm a worrier, and now you're just putting more things for me to worry about in my dumb head.
But yeah, man, it would be I'm down if you talk about the prodigal son, like if Minchie came back after next year, because I don't think Carr's going to be here 2 more years. I think most likely, unless he gets hurt, again, that sucks if he does, then maybe he comes back for another year, but I don't see Carr being here 2 more years. So I'm just wondering, Minchie in that scenario, he'd be eligible, right? Unless, of course, he has such a great year, he goes off the NFL already.
This, Rodney, Drew Pine comes back for year 9 of college football.
I know, and that's what it's starting to turn into, man.
By the way, Rodney, did you see they were interviewing Carson Beck, and they asked about school, and he said, I haven't gone to a class in 2 years. I'm done with college. Like, he hasn't been in school for 2 years, and he's playing in the college championship tonight.
That's weird. I didn't know.
Isn't that wild?
Well, that is wild. How is that?
He must have got an extra year for an injury, or does he still have a COVID year? Is that still a thing? But they literally said he's had two years where he's played football with no class.
I'm just saying, I didn't even know that was legal. I thought you had to be attending some class if you're on a football team. That's very interesting. I don't. Anyway, that's fascinating. I wonder if that was a rule that was tweaked a couple years ago and no one saw it, where you can still play football without having a class, or maybe there's some kind of thing where technically you're still enrolled in the school or something. Anyway, that's just a fascinating thing. Okay, I know it's taking up a lot of time, John, so let me get to the final point, and that's tonight's national championship game. By the way, to just put a cap on it, Notre Dame, man, golly, every year they just get better and better and better at figuring this whole thing out. And that committee left us out for politics. We all know that. That Notre Dame team could be playing tonight for the national title game. I truly believe that, man. So I'm after this game tonight, man. Yeah, I'm ready to move on to next year and go through this whole offseason process and still have crap to talk about. But then, okay, season's over. Let's go on to next year. Tonight, I am going to say this one more time. I'm not going to go on the rant I did last week, but I cannot say how everybody's got their own life experience and things that, make you tick. I get all that. But it really actually irks me just a little bit that everybody can't seem to figure out which scenario is worse. To me, it is 10 times worse if Miami wins tonight. 10 times worse. Because that is a program that, again, I think Cristobal's running a good program. I'm not putting him on, throwing him on the bus like that. But a team that notoriously, Catholics versus convicts, blah, blah, blah. Irvin on the sideline. I actually like Michael Irvin, man. He looks like a damn fool, dude. I'm sorry. It's like, dude, God bless you. I still respect you, but just look childish out there. It's the difference between having youthful energy and looking childish. He looks childish.
Rodney,
I'm being honest. I like Irvin. I do.
The thing is, it's like, if you ask me, John, what would be your preferred way to consume Notre Dame football? It would be down on the sidelines like Michael Irvin, with room to be able to react and pace and jump around and do all that stuff. Like, I'm that guy that can't sit still during a game, very uncomfortable being at games because I'm confined. I am that kind of guy, and even I'm going, bro, you're doing too much. Lower your dosage. You're doing too much,
it kind of reminds me a little bit, John. He's a former player there. So, but like Shannon Sharp's outrage at the NBA game. It's like, you're not even a player on the team, dude. Who are you to be getting up there entitled like that, looking stupid, looking immature. Anyway, I won't go into that part. I'm not going to go too deep into that, but I just wanted to say, man, to me, it's obvious. And again, Cristobal's a good coach, man. He runs a good program. It's not the program of the S. I get that, but that bothers me so much more because they've won 4 national titles in the last.
Some pushback. You're getting pushback on. Bobbo says This guy doesn't live in Indiana and have to deal with the Indiana fans. You're in Indianapolis, are you not?
John, I grew up in South Bend, Indiana. I live in Indianapolis. Yes, dude, I'm around it all the time, and that leads me to the next point. Dude, here's the thing that none of us brought up really so far when we're talking about, what's worse. Again, I said if they win their first title after being the losingest program in the history of college football. Okay, we're not in it. We got left out. If we're going to be left out, why not another Indiana team, man? And it's like, this team deserves it. This team deserves it, man. You have to admit that. This team they're playing above their level. That's supposed to be something to root for. I know it's like it bothers us because we want to be that team, and we will, man. I'm telling you, because we're not in it, to then hate on the other team, I think it's 10 times worse if Miami wins tonight. Let Indiana win it. They deserve it. And then once they win it, okay, now all bets are off. Now we're, that's, like I said, the motivation, all that stuff. But to me, it's clearly, I do not want to see that Miami team. It's been up and down, up and down, up and down, get our spot. Woo. Again, it's going to happen no matter what, man. But Indiana deserves it. They deserve it. And the fans that are around me, at least, they're cool, man. They're not, they like Notre Dame. How can I not root for these guys, man? John, again, I understand. Everybody's different. I know it's hard for you. I'm just saying I am going to be sick to my stomach if Miami gets crowned national champions tonight. Yeah, man, I'm rooting for Indiana tonight. Go Hoosiers. I'm just saying. I'm an Indiana alum, too. Notre Dame is in my heart. That's easy. Like, more than the Bears, more than any team. But damn it, go Hoosiers, man. I just don't understand why this. There's other, by the way, there's other Notre Dame like Mike Golick and all that agree with me.
Wait, how can you say like I can't understand or whatever? What? Let me tell you where I'm at with this.
I can't understand that it's worse or the same. To me, it's way worse. I'm not saying that it doesn't bother you, but it's way worse to me if Miami wins it, man.
I am not there. Rodney, it's going to bother me that in 2 years of trying, they will have accomplished what we've not been able to do in 40 years, which is get another
Cristobal, John. So it's Cristobal in that case.
Get another Heisman and get a title. But Miami's been trying and failing for like 25 years, but at least they've been trying as an organization.
Yeah.
The fact that Indiana only started trying 2 years ago and is going to check the boxes we've been searching for 40, that's hard for me to accept.
I understand that point is so clear to me. I'm just saying there are like 20 points, and we keep coming back to just that one. It's like whatever. Again, everybody's going to feel the way they are. I understand that. I understand everybody's got different things that they're brought up on, different teams they root for and root against. I totally understand that. It surprises me the amount of people that seem to be on that level. I'm surprised there's that many Indiana haters out there. Not haters, but
it's not like if Miami wins, I'm fine. This is a choice between two bad options.
I get it, but the Miami one for me is going to make me sick to my stomach, man. It's going to make me sick to my Indiana. I actually feel like they deserve it. Again, if this was going on their second or third national title, I would be so upset right now. I'd be so mad. But the fact it's the first one, I'm like, they deserve it this year. They honestly do, man. They took a team that has players that are underrated, and they've made them better. How do you not root for that? And he said a lot of things last year. I get it, though. He was basically what Charlie Weiss was doing when Weiss came to Notre Dame. He needed I puff their chest to make them believe in themselves. That really hasn't been the case this year, man. They've just done it with talk on the field. Anyway, look, that's all I got for you on that one. I'm a little surprised. Seems to be so much hatred for the Indiana, or you know what I mean, like
Rodney,
disgust over it.
Are you going to do anything for it? Being in Indiana, you going to go out tonight, or are you working? Like, what are you doing?
It's funny. I actually chose to work, but I'm working at a place where once everybody gets there, we're all pretty much going to be watching the game. It's just going to get going and, helping here, helping there. But basically, I'm going to be able to watch the game. So there's going to be and a lot of my friends, dude, are Hoosier fans, and they're There's not one for me. Again, everybody's got a different experience in whose circle they're in or if they're on Twitter. God, if you're on Twitter, I understand why you'd be pissed, man. Nothing good happens on Twitter, man. Maybe there's 15% good and there's 85% bad. Thank God I'm not on it. But the people I know in my circle that are Indiana fans. They're great, man. I'm just being honest. Like they deserve it. They're Notre Dame guys too. So it's just weird. It's a weird situation for I'm rooting for Indiana tonight. But then after tonight, man, it's on to let's be done. Let's be done.
We'll see how it goes, Rodney. It's good to hear from you. We'll see you at Blue and Gold, buddy. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too, buddy.
Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate the donation. Dude, look at this. We got Walter White Jr. over here. Let's cook. He literally does look like Walter White and Jesse Pinkman, man. When they
Hold on. Let me go to that. Hold on.
What are you doing, bro?
Hello? Hello?
What are you doing?
You hear me, John?
Yeah. What are you doing? Yo, Mr. White.
Can you hear me, John?
Yeah, what's up?
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right, man. I'm sorry about that. You know me. I don't stop, my boy. I stay working. All day, every day. No holiday for me. I'm not no Jehovah's Witness or anything like that. I'm Catholic as F. But, I got to pay bills. Single parent life. That's how we do. Hold on. Let me get to where I want to get to because, boy, you got my blood going right now. All right, John. First of all, let me say this. This is Notre Dame football. I don't give a rat's ass about the Green Bay Packers, about the Chicago Bears, and about all these other goddamn teams that everybody calls up talking about. We got football to talk about, and it's Notre Dame and Notre Dame only. So get that ass out of here. This is Notre Dame. We got to talk about next year. I don't care about tonight. I care about next year. And what the F are we doing to get better? First of all, and this whole thing, go Hoosiers. You know what? F you and have a nice day, motherfucker. You know what? We don't need to talk about them. We need to talk about Notre Dame. We got some football to talk about, and Marcus Freeman is cooking. All you doubters, stop doubting. Handle your business with Marcus. Either we stand behind him or we don't. I'm telling you that was setting me off, John. I can't believe we got motherfuckers calling up and talking about the Hoosiers. I don't give a damn if they deserve it or don't deserve it. Notre Dame's not in it. Why are we not in it? That's where my focus is at. And that's why I'm busting my ass off right now because I'm saving up already for that natty. So if you ain't with me, then bounce off, my boys.
Do you feel
That's
better?
what I got to say about that.
Hey, at least you went indoors into your car so that they didn't hear that 5 miles down the road.
No, man, I've been telling everybody at work because everybody like, hey, who are you rooting for? I don't give a F about Hoosiers and I don't give a F about Miami. I just care about Notre Dame football, Notre Dame only. That's why you see me, John, wearing my Notre Dame gear all day, every day, representing Notre Dame, letting fools know that we stand on business and I stand on my coaches and the athletic director for bouncing from this stupid ass Cotton Bowl, whatever stupid top ball bowl that the rivals are playing for. We don't need that. They need us. So we need to worry about us and us only.
I like that. Yeah, and speaking of that, Luis, Notre Dame's in a pretty good spot, man. Things have leveled out, like things have leveled out, and really Notre Dame's in a good spot moving forward.
Man, I love, you know what? I like the fact that they learn how to pivot. I love the fact that Martin got his head out of his ass and he realized like, oh snap, I better figure something out because we fell behind a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But it's like the turtle in the race, it's not about how fast you go, it's how you set the pace to get to what you want. And I think we did a hell of a value for this year and for the next coming up years was letting you know that Marcus Freeman is around for quite some time and we have a window. But another thing that I want to talk about is with the stupid goddamn college committee wanting to go to 24 teams and all that. What about the regular season? That's what makes college football so special. We want to watch every week, and 1 week can eliminate any goddamn team. So get your money out your asses and understand that this is college football. This ain't the NFL. If you want an 87 team, then you might as well make it to 64 teams.
Yeah, it is going to water down the regular season every week. The best part about college football is it has the shortest regular season of any major sport in the country, and that makes each game matter a great deal. If you go to 24, you are going to eliminate some of that, but they will probably figure you'll make up for it with how exciting the postseason would be. So I get that it's a give and a take.
Man, I don't give if it's apples and oranges, my boy. We're special. Every week counts. You know what I mean? Hey, look what happened this year, and it gave a lot of talk about, right? What are you going to do? Put an 8-5 team in? That's ridiculous. Bro, you didn't even want to put Miami in when you had a 7-5 team. They're not even the conference championship. Ain't that what the ACC was supposed to be about? Bro, you got me effed up right now. I can't talk what I want to talk and say what I want to say because I don't want to get you booty. But y'all need to get your asses straight because this is some dumbass shit that's going around. You know what I mean? One thing that fires me up is that I call your show because it's about Notre Dame. Don't be telling me about I don't care. If you want to make an NFL talk show, then let's make it an NFL talk show. But all this says is always Irish. Understand that. Always Irish stands for Notre Dame football. It gets me boiling when they talk about you. And then he got me really going, oh, good Hoosiers. What the? Boy, you lucky boy. You catch me outside with that shit. Oh, hell no. We ain't disrespecting Notre Dame channels like that. I don't give a damn. I love you, Johnny. Sorry.
Nah, I love you too, buddy. Do you feel better? You got it all out?
No, there's still more animosity because it's a Monday. I should be at home barbecuing and shit like that. You know what I mean? And then I should be right now at the national championship watching my Notre Dame play, but we got effed around and we found out. So you know what? I got to F around and hustle now and bust my ass off because I got to save money for that ticket. I got to get front row. And I need to show Michael Irvin and all these wannabes what belt to ass is because it looks like you never got your ass whooped by your belt.
Whew, man, Luis, this is a fire start to your week, buddy.
Man, my blood started boiling from the moment that we got eliminated. And my blood ain't going to stop going. I might get a 3-4 heart attacks before we make it to the national championship. And I'm going to be at the national championship because that's how much I believe in this football team. And this is how much I believe in Marcus Freeman. I believe that we finally got the administration. We finally got the backup from the university backing the F up of a goddamn good coach. And we still doubt him. And all of a sudden, we got some people that were talking shit on him. All of a sudden, oh, he is a good coach. Oh, he is becoming great. Oh, no, man, fuck around, man. The hell messed me with that shit because I told you from day one, you know a coach. If you ever play football, if you ever played any type of sport, you know when you see a good coach and you know when you have one. And I saw that in him and I stand on him and I stand on business with him and I stand with those who do not protect him at all. Right now, this is the moment that we have. We have a small window. And now that's my window. Either we get 1 or 4 national championships, whichever one you want. Let's get those right now and shut everybody up. Leave no doubt.
Whew. You're on one today.
Hell yeah, John, it's cold as hell out here in Nevada, man. Got me working like that. And you talk about some other football team that ain't Notre Dame. You're going to get me going. It's 8:20. It's 8:28 in the morning. You guys got me going at 7 o'clock in the morning. I was here at 3:30 in the morning. No, miss me with that. All right. I want to know about Notre Dame and Notre Dame only. I love what we picked up. I still think we need another backup, or unless Chris Burgess merges in, because I saw that son of a gun looking like a big old fat 2-pounder burger and stuff like that in there. He's looking good. So I think we got something going on. I think the coaching staff know what they're doing. I can't wait to see what this defensive line. I hear so many great stuff about them. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you like, oh, I did my research and analytical and he was such a this. Nah. My heart is on my sleeve with Notre Dame. All day, every day, anytime, any place, anywhere. We're talking about Notre Dame and Notre Dame only. We are the Golden Dome. We are the Domers. We are the Fighting Irish. And we're going to shake that thunder from that sky and let it come down. Las Vegas, next year, 2027. Get your asses ready to watch Notre Dame in that national championship game.
Woo! Anything else, my friend?
Nah, that's it, John. You have a good day, my boy. Oh, my boy. Hell yeah, dog. You know me, Johnny too.
After all of that yelling, for you to just casually be like, no, I think I'm good. Thank you. I got it all out. I'm good.
Nah, I still got more, but you know what I mean? I still got to save my voice for these guys later on because we got a lot of things to do before I got to clock out. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I will always take my time to call in your show, and thank you for taking my call. You know, you see me, John. I'm always at work, bro. I can't wait till we do Saturday Night Live, man. I missed those Saturday night ones. That's how I met you, and that's how I met this show, and that's how you kept me sober because there's been times this year that I thought I was in a relapse.
Man, I'm glad we're on the straight and narrow path. Luis, God bless you, man. You love Notre Dame so much. God bless you, my friend. Have a good day out there. Have a good
You
Monday.
just say hi to the family. Happy New Year to Papa and all that, my boy.
I will. We'll see you soon, buddy. Dude, it's just... Bro, when I am the one that's coming off as like calm, you know something has gone wrong. Like seriously, when I am the calm one, we have gone really off the track here, bro. We need a podcast. Yeah, John doesn't scream enough. When did you ever think you would hear that? We need to get him and Michael Irvin need to do a combo podcast together. I think that's what we need. Him and Michael Irvin in a room together with the microphone. That'll go well. That'll go well. Somebody, Andrew Gilmore said Tuco. Tuco is one of my favorite TV show characters. It was absolutely perfectly played. Absolutely perfectly played by the actor. The whole thing was so perfect with Tuco. I love that. It was like the whole Tuco arc was amazing. I love it all. WPP $10 hour. Caller makes excellent points, but I cheer for the school and the team, not the head coach. No matter who the head coach is, they're all politicians. I do understand that. Tight. I do understand. Tuco. I do understand the sentiment here. There have been times I have not liked Notre Dame's head coach personally, but I still rooted for the team to win, right? And then there are other times where you like the coach and you want your team to win. I do understand what he means. I do. Tight. $5 holler from Walter. Not Walter White, but he is Walter. The fact that Notre Dame has a legit shot next season will be easier to accept what happens tonight. I've thought of that as well. At least you feel like Notre Dame's heading in a good direction and the negativity's kind of stopped. It's been put at bay, right? At least you do have that. When this is over tonight, then we could just full on 26 it. Mark, what's going on, buddy? That's a tough act to follow. Hope your energy's up.
Well, there was some Aeneas Williams talk on the Patreon chat this weekend, so I had to pop on. So I want to talk Aeneas Williams. I want to talk about the game tonight, and I want to talk losing.
Yeah,
so first,
you should defend Aeneas's honor.
Well, you know, with Aeneas Williams, I think he's got a super high ceiling. I think, you know, his production's indisputable. Smaller sample size, but yep, dog's lively today. But, you know, he's over 9 yards to carry. He's got the highest yards after contact out of that backfield, 5 touchdowns. The production is there, and I think, you know, he's a physical runner between the tackles with breakaway speed. He's deadly out of the backfield. We saw that on the biggest stage. You know, you think back to that Indiana game. He had that huge game against Penn State, and I've been high on him since forever. He's athletic enough. You know, he's been on kick return. He was back returning a punt once. He motioned out to be a receiver. He's caught a couple passes over the shoulder like a receiver. So I'm super optimistic.
Okay, let me ask this, Mark. Why do you think he may not be getting like the kudos? Is it because he was behind Love and Price and they're just at such a different level that he isn't looked at as being as good as them? Or like, why do you think he's not getting the shine you would like him to get?
I mean, I can't explain it at all. That's why, that's what I've been saying. That's why I'm calling in. That's why I've been telling Goolsby all the while. And so, but here's my chart. And he's an all-purpose back. He gets yards every which way, and physical old school style, 9 yard to carry, 8 yards after contact. He's got six runs of over 10 yards, and I can't figure this out. And we saw Kyron Williams last night. I kind of see him as kind of getting Kyron Williams type numbers, 1,000 yards on the ground, 300 yards or so receiving. But and I'm optimistic about the other guys as well. But I ran through. I charted all of his plays, and every 6 touches, the guy's scoring a touchdown. So yeah. So I don't know. I can't explain why people are so dismissive of the guy. The guy's a dog. And I think, again, his production's indisputable. So I think people are going to wise up this spring.
It does sound like Notre Dame explored a couple portal running back options, had some initial research and conversations, and didn't really pursue it. So I think they came to a conclusion for what it would take to get a guy from somewhere else to bring in here, whatever. It was more effective to double down on what we have in the room with the young guys, with Aeneas, Anders bringing up Kedron Young. And so Notre Dame's going to go young, and it's going to be those guys' time.
Yeah, and I don't understand the fascination with like the unknown and the unproven guys when we've seen Aeneas Williams at every opportunity. Look at every chance, every time he's been in the game, he's done something. Going back, in the small chances he's got, during the playoffs and last year. So I don't know if I don't know what it is, but I'm optimistic about him. I think people are going to come around. As far as the toilet bowl tonight, give me the Hurricanes. I said it last week. A 16-0 team for the first time in history is not what any of us need. And the Hoosiers being able to claim that they're one of the all-time teams in football seems ridiculous. And the Big Ten winning 3 championships in a row, that's a whole nother thing. That would be intolerable.
That's a very good point too.
I'll root for the giraffe and the obnoxious fans, and I'm going to be listening at work on the radio, so I don't have to see all the sideline shots. And look at that breaking news. Jeremiah Love just liked one of my tweets.
Fantastic.
Sweet. So yeah, and our college football season started in Miami in disastrous fashion. It's going to end in Miami disastrous fashion. Either way this game goes, we're losing. But speaking of losing, I'm only going to mention this because I got some pushback on Twitter, and you'll remember when I came on here, when I read my story by the fireplace, I said, fire Shrewsbury. I called him a bum. Since then, I think, we're at a 4-game losing streak. We stink. Nobody cares about Notre Dame basketball, but just, this coach, 38-45. Look at these numbers. He's now the worst winning percentage of a Notre Dame coach since 1920.
Ooh.
So raise your expectations.
That's bad.
And Cindy from the Patreon, I saw you commenting on my tweet. Raise your expectations. I hope you came around. Love you, Cindy, but I think that's a total embarrassment. You don't have to be good at Notre Dame. You just can't suck ass this way.
Yeah.
And I think once the game starts, maybe with seeing the helmets on the field, like, maybe that'll change things. But as it is, I got Miami 31, Hoosiers like 27. We're between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah. I am ready for it to just be over so we can just fully go to what comes next. I will feel better when it's all over, whatever way it's going to be. And then we just go forward. And I'm ready for that. But this is going to be brutal. I'm going to watch it and I'm just going to be miserable, but I'm going to put myself through it. It is what it is. It's just a bad spot.
Yeah, I think so too. And then once this is over, we can actually look forward to the spring and what's next for Notre Dame. So
yep, it'll be awesome, man. The tailgate, man, this is brewing. We're gonna have a wild tailgate. So everybody's invited. We all need to be together. It's gonna be fun.
Yep. All right. Shout out to the chat. Aeneas Williams. Talking to you, Goolsby.
See ya, Mark. Have a good day. Tell that dog I said what's up. He's eating that bone. The skate rat. What's up, Walter? Thanks for the $5.
It's been a while, man.
What's going down, brother?
Finally woke up on time for the show, but I couldn't couldn't get up on time to shower up and appear better. But anyhow,
Walter, you live in Indiana. Who are you rooting for? Indiana or Miami tonight?
I'd much rather Miami win, but unfortunately, I think Indiana's going to dominate. They've been playing like a juggernaut out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's Walter. It hurts me to say as a Notre Dame fan, Indiana has been so consistent all year on both sides of the ball, man. They just deliver. It's just really good team winning team football.
Well, Cincinnati did learn from last year's mistake. Don't talk the talk, just walk the walk, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And this time he just walked it and he didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
Talk about it where it's a mistake.
Yeah, it's this is going to be a brutal evening for Notre Dame, the Notre Dame contingent. What do you make about the portal ended? Are you happy with Notre Dame did? Do you feel like Notre Dame's in a better place now? What do you think?
I'm like, finally, we're doing some in the portal that we haven't done, which is hopefully do really good and it pays off.
Yeah, and then Walter, let me bring this up too. This is a big deal. One of my big takeaways from the portal window. Notre Dame finding the academic flexibility to get way more of these guys in on multiple years of eligibility is a big damn deal. That really opens up like roster flexibility that we didn't really have before to be able to get this amount of guys in that have multiple years. That is a big, big change and something I'm monitoring. I think that's progress.
Oh, you kind of cut in and out because I don't know what happened, but thank God that you're back.
Yeah, I'm back and I'm ready to
I don't
go.
know what happened.
What's the move tonight, Walter? You going to watch the game and just be mad, drink a couple of cold ones? What are you going to do?
I'll probably just watch the game. I pretty much accepted what's going to happen, but I know, like I said in the chat, knowing that Notre Dame has a legit shot next season and will be out for blood, it's easy to accept. But here's one thing you should know. You see, when I was a little boy, I loved the number 6, and I know why. And it was before I even turned 6 years old. But then, my Colts win the Super Bowl, my Cubs win the World Series, and those were the years with the number 6. Is Notre Dame next? I sure hope so.
I whatever voodoo number tricks you got to do, I hope it works out.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, I I need. I think this will be the best out of all of them because Notre Dame is the closest to my heart, and that's where I want number 6 to play out at.
Hey, yeah, 666. We're getting into dangerous territory here, Walter. And then what's the deal? You gonna be there for blue and gold weekend and all that, or what?
Oh, I plan to. And don't worry, you'll see me kick flipping and doing some shove-its.
I just don't want you, getting busted up doing any skate tricks on my behalf. Okay.
Oh, it's always on me if I know what I signed up for. Hell, my back is getting better, although I'm considering myself out for the winter, even though I skated on Christmas Day, but then like the pain came back. I'm like, I'm getting an x-ray. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, it turns out I have like mild aging changes with the muscles being tight.
Oh, you're getting old, Walter. That's it. You're gonna be
Man,
like Tony Hawk out there skateboarding at like 50.
oh, by my words, even if only I can do like little ride-on grinds or what we call slappy grinds on little curbs, I'm still gonna be skateboarding. You just, at some point, you just got to downsize obstacles. I mean, hell, I can still kickflip on this back.
Man, Walter, you just you're checking all the boxes, buddy. Any other thoughts about tonight?
Well, I'm not looking forward to taking my girlfriend home from work, but it's can't feel my face degrees. I'm not gonna let her freeze out there waiting on someone.
Yeah, well, you're being a nice guy there, man. Hey, enjoy the game, Walter. We'll see you.
I'll try. Hopefully, it's a good game, not a blowout. These
Yeah.
national championships have sucked the last few years.
That's a good point, including the one last year. Have a good one, Walter. SPF, you're not getting what I'm saying. I understand, but you act as if those are the only guys who have good grades. It's not about the guys and the grades. It's about Notre Dame's willingness to open this path up. Like, there's always been some guys with some good grades, but Notre Dame wasn't always willing to work to make sure they can line it all up. I'm not saying there's no guys that get good grades in the portal or something. Notre Dame's institutional willingness to find avenues to get them in when they wouldn't before, that is the difference I'm referencing. JT, what's up, baby?
What's up, John? How are you?
I'm doing good, JT. I'm doing as good as I could do, considering it's Miami and Indiana tonight.
Well, I was eating, and I missed Mark with Glasses' beautiful presentation on the really fat guy that is allegedly coaching this basketball team. I've yet to see any evidence of actual coaching.
He's straight. Hey, JT, did you see when he went after the ref the other week? He was going after him. Things are not going well in the Notre Dame basketball program, bro.
He pulled an Earl Weaver. That's what he did.
Yeah.
He pulled an Earl Weaver on that referee. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that he didn't have any justification for it based off what the ref did, but he shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. It was a bit much. JT, what do you make for tonight? What do you want to happen? You're a Notre Dame fan. You got Miami and Indiana. What are you going to be thinking about when this game's going on, man?
I'm gonna be thinking about what game I'm gonna be playing on Xbox tonight.
God, good for you, man. Good for you. I wish I had the willpower to not willingly make myself more mad than I have to be. I really wish I had the willpower, brother.
Yeah, I am going. Oh, and by the way, I saw something in the chat last time I was on about what's here behind me. So hold on.
Oh boy. Ooh, look, it's like the rising sun of our Notre Dame lives through that globe there. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it was Yeah, you were correct. It's a mirror, not an article, not a picture of a fan. I'm not
Yeah.
smart. I'm not smart. I'm not smart enough to get that going. But
It was funny when somebody was like, why does he have a framed picture of a fan? I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's a mirror.
so, couple of things. Saturday, as you know, the basketball team lost Virginia Tech. They never looked competitive at all. It was a chore to watch that game. And I am just tired of Sir Muhammad thinking he's a ball handler when he's clearly not. And Logan Imes, I think, had more turnovers than shots. I don't know. Anyway, today, January the 19th, would have been my mother's birthday.
Well, happy birthday for that. We're going to keep her in our thoughts.
Thank you. So, one last thing that I want to say, and I know you're probably going to ask about the portal grade. I'm a very
Give me a portal grade, Coach JT. It's Coach JT for MD. Now you got to give me your portal grade, bro.
All right. I am a very harsh grader. If I'm giving you an A, then that means you did everything you needed to do.
Okay.
I'm giving the staff a B+.
What did they not do? What did they not address that you needed them to get it into an A range?
Backup quarterback.
Interesting. And we talked about that a little earlier. But JT, it's very, very hard needle to thread because you're not having a quarterback competition. So you got to find a guy good enough you trust to be your backup, but not good enough that he thinks he should compete for the starting role. Where do you find that guy? The Ivy League? Where do you go to find a guy who's good enough to be the backup, but doesn't want to transfer in and not compete to start? That's
well, I know it's hard. So, in my opinion, what we needed to do there was either look through the G5 programs. And I know that a lot of those G5 quarterbacks have egos the size of your forehead. Pick out an FCS starter on a really good FCS team, like one of the Dakotas or one of the Montanas.
And then pay him a good amount to come?
Yeah. Because you want somebody as a backup. You want somebody to have at least a little bit of experience. You don't want to toss. I don't want to toss Teddy Gerard or Noah Grubbs into a situation where we are only winning by 3 to food, and somehow one of the defensive linemen on the food team injures CJ, and I don't want to put Noah or Teddy into that situation completely unproven, ask them to go seal a game for me. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. And then what do you make about what they did do with wide receiver and with the defensive line specifically? I was very pleased in both of those areas. How do you judge that?
Yes. The receiver and the D line specifically, A++. We got the beef, Johnny. We got the beef.
Be the beef, baby. JT, I want that beef, son.
Yeah, we got we got Francis Brew, and I want this to happen. Every single time that Francis Brew gets a sack on the quarterback, I want that whole stadium going, Brew.
I like that. I like that a lot. I thought you were going to say everybody has to drink a full beer. Whenever the Brew does something, you got to chug a beer.
No. I don't want anybody getting blackout drunk and passed out by the end of the first quarter.
JT, you're the man, buddy. You're the man. Oh, boy. Anything else you want to cover, brother?
There is only one other thing that I wanted to cover today, and that is the fact. The fact, Johnny. The fact. We're going to go 12-0 next season. We're going to win the national championship.
Woo!
And Aeneas Williams is going to rush 150 yards every game.
Woo!
CJ Carr is going to have 400 passing yards to these talented receivers.
Woo!
And he's going to look like he just walked out of the tunnel when that game is over. And the defense, this defense is going to be so much better than the 2000 Ravens defense, the best defense in NFL history.
Ooh.
Sorry, Bears fans.
Ooh.
And unless there is an epic collapse somewhere, that's what I expect out of Notre Dame this season.
Oh, man, that is a high bar, JT. I hope you're right, buddy. I hope you're right. Geez, JT, look at that head of hair, brother.
Yeah.
Man, you got a good head of hair on you. Can you send some my way?
Yeah. Well, I think it'd be kind of hard to do that right now when it's can't feel your face weather out where you are.
That's true, JD. Low stress, brother. You got a full head of hair. I'm jealous.
Well, there are times when I wanted to pull my hair out, especially that Boston College game where they just didn't look like showing up until the very end, and they pulled away.
Yeah, JT, you're right. Hey, buddy, have a good one, man. You have a good start to the week. Play your Xbox. Ignore that game tonight, and then we'll talk Notre Dame moving forward. How's that sound, JT?
That sounds very good. Thank you.
No problem, buddy. God bless you. Have a good day, JT. What a good guy, man. I love that dude's attitude. Hey, this ended up being a really fun show. Thank you guys very, very much for being here. Really, really appreciate it. Let's just get through tonight. You're going to be miserable if you're a Notre Dame fan, no matter what. Watch it on mute. Don't listen to what they say, whatever. And then it'll all be over. And you could try and block out all the frustrations at 25, and we'll just move it all to 26. And Notre Dame should have a good team. And we have a million days to be able to break it all down before Wisconsin. Pat, safe travels. I don't know if you're at the airport waiting to get on a plane or whatever. Safe travels to Pat getting out to California. God bless him. Go to the warm weather while it's freezing here. You guys are the best. We'll talk. I'll have a video for you tomorrow, depending on how tonight goes. We'll react to that, and then we'll make it all about Notre Dame in the offseason. Love you guys. Thank you for the support and being here and on Patreon. Love you guys. Have a good Monday.